All right, today we're going to be talking about the Fitbit Charge. This is a wearable, kind of a fitness device, and it tracks your activity, such as steps taken in a day, floors climbed. It keeps track of your sleep at night if you're wearing it at night, and it syncs up with your computer or your phone, your mobile. One of the cool features is it also has caller ID. So if someone calls you and you're synced up with your phone, the caller ID will scroll across the screen here in the front, and it will show, if it's in your address book, it'll show the person's name. If it is a phone number that's not in your address book, it'll just show the phone number scroll across. Now I picked up the large. There is a small size, a medium, a small, a large, and an extra large, and those are the wrist sizes for the band. The small wrist size is 5.5 to 6.7 inches, and the large is 6.3 to 7.9 inches. I repackaged this for you because I thought it was a pretty cool package job that they did. But I'll go ahead and open it up so you can see what it looks like. Alright. So go ahead and just get this out. Alright, so you'll see this is a wristband, and it has kind of a typical material like that sport watches have. There is a small screen here in the front, and there's a button on the side here. You can actually see it this way a little better. There you go. And then the band on the back has a little clasp, middle clasp here, and it just pops right in. Now I've had this for about 5 days, and you can see the middle band has already started to wear a little bit, show some scuff marks. I mean, it's still functional, but it did get scuffed. And I don't know if you can see this, but the screen as well has a few little scuff marks on it. I don't think that's going to show up in the video. Also in the box, you'll see some instructions, safety instructions. Then there is the charger. This here is what charges. It actually just connects to USB on one side. You can use your any of your USB connections. And then this is the side that connects to the actual wristband. So if you open this up here, on the back, you'll see there's a few dots there, and this just plugs right in. So it'll come in like that, and then you push that in, and you plug this side into your USB, and you can charge your wristband. I've used this quite a bit. I wear it every day for the past 5 days here, and I still have a decent amount of charge. I have not had to recharge yet. So it looks like between 5 and 7 days you'll need to recharge. The other thing in here is this little dongle here, and this is USB also. But in case you don't have a mobile device or you don't have Bluetooth, you can hook this up and you can use that to sync up your band. I haven't actually used this. I just use my iPhone, and that syncs up nicely. And then there's kind of like a little setup guide here, and it's actually pretty straightforward. I set it up with my iPhone app, and I'll show you that in a bit. But it was very straightforward and very easy to set up initially. So this is the Fitbit Charge. There is a Fitbit Charge HR, which does a heart rate monitoring. That's the next version up. You can kind of see there's some just some texture here on the band. When you click on the button, it'll show, the first thing it shows is the time. You can customize this with the app to show date and time, or change the way it looks a little bit. The second option here is steps. So today I walked 13,000 steps. And then you also will see the mileage. So 5.86 miles today. And followed by the calories burned. So 2,695 calories burned today. All of this syncs up with your device, your mobile device, and it will track all of that in the app for you. And it also has stair climbs, so you can track that as well. I climbed 8 stairs today. There is a stopwatch feature on here. So if you hold down the button, it vibrates and starts a timer. This is your stopwatch. And while it's in the stopwatch, or exercise mode is what they call it, you can actually see the time. You can see the number of calories burned, and your steps, and your mileage. So if you're running or biking, you want to use this exercise mode, and it will track that appropriately. I actually didn't do that the first time I used it, and I biked up a hill and about 200 feet or so, and it showed up as climbing 85 stairs or 85 levels of stairs. So if you put it in exercise mode, it'll track it properly. And then you just hold the button down to stop your exercise mode, and it tells you your time, and it'll sync up on your phone as well. The other cool thing is you can set up, once you have the app, you can set this up to buzz or vibrate on a timer. So you can set up timers and you can repeat them, and it'll buzz for you whenever that timer pops. And then finally, there's a sleep cycle setting here. It actually automatically detects when you're sleeping, and it will record that data. It records when you stir or when you're awake, and it sends that to the app as well. There's no buttons to push for that. It automatically detects when you're in a sleep cycle. So let me show you real quick the app. Let's see if this will show up here. Oh boy. There we go. So this is my charge. It's syncing up right now. This is the Fitbit app. And you can see it has my steps, the mileage, the floors, number of active minutes today. This is where, when you go into exercise mode, it shows your exercise. So if I click on that, you'll see on some days I was biking and running. So there's different things there. And this isn't a review of the app, so I'm not going to go into everything, but I wanted to give you an idea of what all is involved. It has my weight on here that I entered it manually. And then the sleep, this is the results of my sleep cycle. I've added these manually as well, the calories eaten, and then the number of ounces of water I've had today. And those are both manual. The things that sync into the app are your exercise, your active minutes, the floor climbed, calories burned, miles, and steps, and those all come from the Fitbit wristband. Now if I click on the charge here, it shows my Fitbit Charge. You can set your silent alarms there, enable or disable call notification, and you can change your goals, your clock, and the order that the tapping the button shows. The other thing that's interesting here is you show your wrist, and whichever wrist you're wearing it on, if it's non-dominant or dominant, like if you're right-handed and you wear the band on your right hand, that would be your dominant hand, and that just helps with accuracy when it's trying to track your activity. You can customize the display as well. So you can remove or add back any of these items. If you don't want to track floors or calories, you can remove those. And then we talked about silent alarms a little bit, so you can set up an alarm. Let me go back here. There's also a setting here where you can do challenges. There's different challenges throughout the the app that you can do. You can sync up with friends, challenge your friends, and then it has your account information as well. Now initially when you first get the app, you will it'll ask you to sign up, and you can add a device. And as part of adding the device, it will actually download microcode or firmware to your Fitbit Charge band. So that's nice, and it gets you started right away. You see my battery life is showing on here as well, and that seems to be a little less than halfway here. So again, this is the Fitbit Charge. It's worked pretty well for me so far, keeping track of my steps, my mileage, calories burned, and also floors climbed. Hope this helps, and good luck.